Ciao, Julie, my camera lady, has not been feeling very well.
No.
No, she said head cold, and I asked her this morning, what do you fancy for tea? And she said salmon. So, but she said I would like a nice recipe, a nice Mediterranean recipe. So I will be doing a Mediterranean style salmon, especially for Julie.
Thank you.
Okay, shall we start?
Yep.
Great. The salmon will be cooking in a bed of vegetables, and I'm going to start by chopping in half 300 grams of cherry tomatoes. Add a little bit of oregano and a few capers. This is 2.5 teaspoons of capers. Make sure that you drain them and wash them under clean water first because they're very salty. And drizzle some olive oil. Effectively, I'm creating a marinade. This will be sitting for 15 to 20 minutes. A little pepper and some salt. Chop one clove of garlic, a large clove of garlic, very, very finely. I have found that you must be the same. When you look for garlic at the bottom of your container, wherever you keep your garlic, there is always the odd straggly bit. So that's what I'm using today.
The odd sad little piece.
The odd little piece combined is about one large clove. We don't want to waste any.
Well, we don't waste in this house now.
And I add it to the other vegetables. In my books, unless you add a copious amount of basil to something, you cannot really call it Mediterranean. So I will be putting a few generous amounts of leaves of basil.
This is our magic pot of olives.
Indeed, this is our magic pot of olives. This is what I use a lot. I buy them already pitted from the supermarket. Honestly, they are dead cheap. About 450 grams when they're drained, they are £2.90. And I cover them in olive oil, and I use them for all sorts, for cooking, but also for salad. But
snacking. We like to snack on them
yes,
as well.
it's a bit like popcorn in our house. But make sure that if you do this, cover them with olive oil, otherwise they will develop some mold. Occasionally, look, you can see there is a piece here, if you look. I also put some sun-dried tomatoes, depending on what I have available. And they're lovely. And the olive oil, we also use it to dress the salad. Highly recommended. Anyway, I've put approximately 3 tablespoons of olives. I'll pour another one because this is quite nice. Help with a spoon, give everything a nice little mix, and as I said, I'll let it rest for approximately 10, maybe 15 minutes. And I will marinate nicely. Great, while the marinade does its magic, I'm going to share with you what side dish I'm going to be cooking with my salmon. And I'm going to be doing some potatoes with a few vegetables. Like me, I'm sure that you open the fridge and you'll find things that they're beginning to look a little bit sorry for themselves. And I had an aubergine and a pepper, which were beginning to reach the end of their days, so I thought I'll cook them. I chopped 3 potatoes into small cubes, and they've been draining after I've washed them, and I'll put them into a nice large dish, oven-proof dish. Also, I've got 1 carrot, which I've chopped into medium-sized pieces, and I'll put that in. 1 small onion, which this is a red onion. I would highly recommend a red onion. They're sweeter and lovely. I've done it into 4 pieces. A pepper, which I've chopped long ways, nice long stripes. And likewise, my aubergine as well, similar to the pepper, in long stripes.
Strips.
A nice nice branch of rosemary. No bush, don't put a bush.
One of these days you will bring the whole thing in, I'm sure.
And I've left the garlic for last because I will be giving a gentle, oops, not so gentle, crush with a knife and leave it whole just in case you want to remove it at the end. Add a generous portion of olive oil, and do not put any salt at this stage, but feel free to put pepper. Leave the salt for later once they're cooked. Trust me, it's always much, much better. And absolutely essential for you to use your hands to do this job. You can get into the nooks and crannies, is that right?
That would be a term, yes.
Nooks and crannies of every piece of vegetable. And I'll be popping them in the oven for a total of approximately 45 minutes without the foil. And initially they'll be going in at 190 degrees for the first 25 minutes or so. When I add the salmon, which I'm going to prepare next, I will be turning the temperature down to 170. Wonderful, the potatoes are in the oven and I can prep the salmon next. I will be putting a little pepper on top and a drizzle of olive oil, and I brush it evenly. And using my tomatoes which have been marinating, I build a little bed of vegetables. I've got 3 pieces of salmon which weigh approximately 600 grams, actually it's just under 600 grams. So I'll be approximately 200 grams each. And you will have guessed it, the rest of the marinade will go on top, literally. I've chosen to use basils and oregano, but by all means you can choose any other herbs you like. Parsley instead of basil would be very nice as well, but I would not use both really because they kind of go against one another in this recipe. And I'll give it another 20 minutes and I'll pop them in the oven for approximately 15 minutes at 170 degrees, and hopefully the potatoes and the salmon will finish cooking together. So see you in about 40 minutes. Don't forget to give your potatoes and vegetables a little shake halfway through.
Smells lovely.
It looks lovely as well.
Even with my cold, I can smell it.
I've actually put them in the oven for 20 minutes altogether because the salmon steaks or fillets, whatever they're called, they are quite big. So anything between 15 to 20 minutes. So mine were 20 minutes. If you want to make sure that they are cooked, just pierce them with a knife and you will see that it's actually the same color throughout, which is a good indication that it is cooked. Make sure when you're serving that you pick some of the lovely juices, of course, from the bottom. And a blend of ingredients. Is that Mediterranean enough for you, Julie?
Yeah, that will do nicely. It smells lovely.
And I thought, Julie, as you've not been very well, I'd do you a little pretty cosmetic thing.
All right.
I'll do you a little rosette with
Right,
lemon.
I look forward to this.
So I'll get a lemon and start cutting the skin. Start going round, just like if you were peeling an orange or
An apple,
tangerine or an apple. Once you can get to the end, stop and start rolling it. Sorry. And tuck the little end in one of the folds. Put it on the floor. Chop the head off. And there you have it. You have a beautiful rosette which you can put next to your
Do you know
salmon.
what? That's not bad at all.
You mean it's not bad at all?
It's
It's
not
perfect.
bad. It's not bad. Not bad at all. It looks very rose-like. Oh, I'll admit it, I'm very impressed.
Okay. If you do
We
the
don't get
thumbnail.
too close.
And let's not forget our vegetables and potatoes.
Isn't it amazing how they just cook down?
You will remember we didn't put any salt in, so I'm going to salt them now. And a final toss or shake. By the way, I should have said this earlier, If you are following a low-carb diet, you do not have to use potatoes, just use vegetables. You follow exactly the same process, the same herbs if you want to, and just put maybe more vegetables and drop the potatoes. Just as delicious. I'll squeeze a little lemon juice on mine. It's really good. You're gonna like it, Julie. And if you cannot taste it, I'll guarantee you it's lovely.
I hope I can taste it.
It's literally Mediterranean, delicious, very moist because it wasn't in the oven for very long, and has retained a lot of the flavors from the herbs as well. So really nice. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you very much if you watched to the end, and hopefully if you make it, you let me know how you get on. Ciao, ciao. See you later. Bye.